Welcome, everyone, to this week on the 6873 show. Today, we're going to actually have a little bit of a tech hour, a reminiscent tech hour. We're going to be looking at past technologies and how they've kind of affected us in life and brought us to where we are today. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's just going to be a roundtable talking about a lot of our experiences from all things like 56K dial-ups to original cell phones and all the stuff that made technology before we had technology. So anyway, enjoy us. Come with us. I think it's going to be a fun show. My name is Captain Ren. The other hosts of the show, of course, are...
I'm Rossi, and we also have...
Ion, and this beautiful woman over here.
Is as always Tookie, and today we actually joined by 3 people. You already know our fist stick. Healed, of course. Then we have the beautiful Melanie, and at the end we have the hyperactive VR kid of me and Ion, Felix.
Yeah, some kind of experimental feature thingy that, you know.
I'm an add-on.
I will come
DLC.
over there. Don't make me.
Yeah, it's a free
I will
DLC again
talk
after 9 months.
like this if I have to. So please don't challenge me.
Alrighty. Okay.
I'm gonna die.
So, old merch. Yes, old merch. Shall we start out great? Okay.
Put your teeth in.
Old tech. Shush. Old tech. Anyone want to start?
Well, we
just
could start
before
with
we
the
start,
first computer.
Yeah, we definitely. Did you know that the very first computer actually started out as a kit, and you actually had to assemble it yourself? And it literally
I wasn't
cost more
talking
than
about that kind of computer.
Was it...
What kind of computer?
Was it Mac? Or was it...
It was
this is the one
before
confusing
Mac.
me.
So it was actually
Really?
before Mac. There was this one guy. He, in fact, he was actually. I've a lot of trend with a lot of our modern technology. A lot of things, from everything from cell phones to watches to computers, were actually inspired by sci-fi movies. And this one person, I forget his name. In fact, I'll have to look it up. I'll even post it up here. Built a very simple computer that you literally had to assemble. I mean, at the time, it cost almost as much as a house. But people were going nuts to have a personal computer. And literally, there was no monitor or anything like that. There was basically a row of switches and a little cluster of lights, and you could turn the switches, and it was like a very basic binary code. And you literally had to enter everything almost by binary. Hit the enter key and do another symbol. Hit the enter key and do another symbol. And it would take hours
Good
to
luck
do.
sending an email.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
I mean,
One
it took
eternity
hours
later.
to do this.
Okay. Next thing would be Morse code.
Oh.
That came from that
Yep.
generation, correct? Yes.
Oh.
Because I remember...
Sorry,
tracking
I was
doesn't want track.
malfunctioning.
Took had a case of
The
wandering
Matrix
hand.
is not working today.
We're not Five
living
Nights
in
at
a
Freddy's. Our
simulation.
animatronics are perfectly fine.
We are safe.
Welcome to the.
Have you heard
Oh,
of
that's
Among Us,
different. Stop
Gregor?
there.
Gregory. There's this new game called Among Us. No.
Honey, I
Fungus.
love you, but shut the fuck.
As I was going to continue,
No, I'm good.
Now, back to what I was talking about was the Morse code. Because I know that had to be part of the same system software or system they used for that. Or if that was later on in development.
It was much later. In fact, that goes way back to past the 1800s with telegraph lines, where they'd actually sit and actually send messages with.
Yeah, because he also
Are
used
we
them as
going
well.
that far back?
I'm sorry?
Are we going that far?
Oh yeah, we're going back, honey.
This original.
I thought we were going to talk about
I'm
dark
just gonna-
internet.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
But
That's
there's still a few people out there who still know how to read more code. Unfortunately, I'm one of them.
Well, the funny thing is, did
Like,
you
I
know
memorized
that
SOS.
SOS? Yep.
Yeah, same.
Yep,
It wasn't. It's only within the last couple of years. Like when I got my marine operator's license. For ham radios and stuff. Or what we call ship's radio. It was only within the past couple of years that you actually weren't required to learn Morse code in order to get your ham radio certificate.
Now, here's a little funny thing. If you've ever been to Disney World, Disneyland, either one of those two, if you go into the train station, they actually have Walt Disney's original opening day speech in Morse code at the train station.
Really?
I sat there and listened to it. I was like, D A N. Wait a minute. It took me like 10 minutes because I had to ride the train twice just to figure out what it was. And everybody was confused and they thought it was just normal beeps or something like the train.
Yeah.
No, it was actually full on Morse code of the opening day of Disney. Not many
Okay.
people realize that
Disney
anymore.
World
God.
Paris or Disney World in America?
Everywhere. They actually put that as an
Oh.
implement as all Disney Worlds.
So was it like an
I never
Easter
heard
egg
that.
hidden in
and
the
I've been
ride or
to
something?
Paris.
Correct. It was a Easter egg that was hidden within the queue, not the ride itself.
Oh, that's actually cool. So I wonder how many other Easter eggs actually have hidden in the park then.
But wouldn't it be
Oh,
non-translatable?
they
Like, I
lied.
know that Morse code is one, how can you say, language in itself, but does Morse code change when you are in a different country? Like, if you're
Nope. It's
Well, like,
Morse code
No.
was one of the first
sign language,
original
British sign
universal
language?
languages.
They're basically merged together. It's kind of a weird way of doing it, but Morse code, I can do Morse code in like two different languages, English and Spanish. They're two different things, but they use the same connection.
No, that's not what I mean. If you have to translate one thing from one country to another country with a whole different language, is Morse code the same all over, or is it different compared to countries?
Yes. With different countries, there is a different book. Every country has their own book of trying to read out the code or the actual signals. With America, we have a standardized English. In Denmark, Germany, Wales, they're all completely different from what we use.
No,
And
you're wrong.
yes,
You're wrong.
Majority of
wrong.
English
Every
speaking
kind of
countries use the
communication
same
would
code.
yeah,
Mhm.
because
Just different language
in
behind
the
it.
military, in the military here, it's purely English. If it's overseas,
Same in Germany.
I need to get an update on my stuff then.
mm-hmm.
Someone needs to go back to ham radio school.
Nah, exactly. Because it would be like
Does
you
anybody have
told
the big
us.
hat D on it?
Nobody would be able to actually communicate with each other.
As long as it's not a C, then we're fine.
Oh, bless.
We still love you, Ion.
Aww.
We know you have your
Aw,
derpy eyes for a reason.
Wow.
Yeah, because after Morse code, then you got
Very much.
Alexander Graham Bell, is that the name, or was it Campbell?
For what the wireless
Telephone.
telegraph? That was
Telephone.
Graham
Telephone,
Bell.
that was Graham Bell. Alexander
It was
Graham
Graham
Bell.
Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The thing
'cause,
is
not
he
long
was
after
actually
the
using
telegraph-
Tesla patents.
Give it a ring.
That is actually true. Tesla was a mind born before his time.
Basically, everything that we have
Aren't
in
we
our
all?
modern society, from computers, electricity itself, lights. Our modern
we all?
lights that we use wasn't the design
Nikola
that
Tesla.
Graham
Well,
Bell used. It was
we-
actually
I
the
mean,
one that
aren't
Tesla
we a
designed.
mind born?
Everything we have
mind
came
formed
from
before porn?
Nikola Tesla.
Hmm.
In fact, even our seeds
I
came from.
really hear you.
Drones, modern combat drones was originally Tesla's
Actually
idea.
true.
I
Our
could barely hear.
mind is born 9
Hold
months
on,
before
hold
we
on, hold on. I think I confused Healed a bit because what did you say about Tesla?
I said Tesla had a mind. He was a mind that was born before his time.
Aren't we all?
Oh,
Okay, I
God.
could feel sparks coming out of my ears now.
I personally feel like I should have been
You're
born in the 50s,
evil.
but that's just me.
You're
Exactly, exactly. That kind of stuff. I don't feel like I should be young in this age. Well, my mind is, but my
No.
body is like an 80-year-old. So
No, but the designs Tesla had for unlimited, he had intentions for unlimited free energy.
Hmm.
It's like what he was going on in his mind was 2 to 3 centuries before it could be used.
Well, it was something too. Tesla's original design or idea for the future, and he wanted to. He was making this future where everyone would have unlimited free power, unlimited free transportation, airships, all this stuff, and he was making it. But unfortunately, what kind of got him down. In fact, it was when he came to America. He originally wanted to work for, at the time, one of his kind of idols, which is Graham Bell. And he worked for him, completely redesigned his power plants, everything, made everything actually work. So what did Graham Bell do? Changed his position from head scientist after he got all the patents and stuff, switched over to Graham Bell, and sent him working, digging the ditches and stuff like that to lay the lines for the power plants and stuff that he designed. He had lost and gained so many fortunes so many times in his life because he said himself, "I'm not doing any of this for financial profit or anything like this. I'm doing this to better mankind." That was his whole
We
entire
went
goal,
from-
but he was taken advantage of so many times.
We went from
Well, it's the
tech
same with
talk
Thomas Edison. He ripped off a lot
to
of people.
history lessons
To
with the
history.
68
It was
episode show.
Edison. It was Edison that he worked for.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was just
Kinda
thinking.
off
I'm
topic.
still wondering how far we're gonna go back because my mind is gonna have a brain
This is
fart
roughly in the same time
really
period.
soon.
What was dial-up?
I don't know
Next time we're
that.
talking about
Okay,
how the
I am a not smart person. I have brain farts
We're in the
regularly.
We're in the 19th century, I think.
I don't know
We had
anything
this
about
discussion.
Tesla shit.
You're confused on what century
Okay.
you're in.
Yes.
Remember we had
I
this
don't
long
know when
discussion. You
this
think
all
it's the 21st
began. I'm
century,
not
but
that
logically we're only in the
knowledgeable.
20th century.
We are not.
I can
We are
say
not
yes,
doing
yes,
that
yes,
again.
You lost
We are
that.
not doing that again.
Science is wrong. Science is
Welcome
wrong.
to the show,
First
everyone. This
century.
is what we do.
We are not doing that again.
Doing what?
Because you know we're
Doing
right.
what?
No,
Check.
it's
Broke him
fucking
along.
I'm
stupid.
with you with that sweet brain part. I'm with you.
We were
I
talking
have no
about.
fucking clue what we're
Yeah.
talking about.
These bastards literally nearly set my head on fire.
Yes, because it's
And
called
yet you're
logic.
still here.
Logic.
Well, what logic are we
What a
talking
mystery.
about?
Okay,
Basically,
so
it was. The saying is we live in the 21st century, where
Yes.
how can we live in the 21st century when that hasn't happened yet? We live in the 20th century.
20th century. It's
So how can we
2020.
live in
Yeah.
the 21st? Yeah, and that
yeah,
was the
but
conversation we
first
were having.
century is between 0 and 100.
Why?
Says who?
When you were
I don't
born, were you
know.
born at 1 year old?
Don't
The
you
one who
fucking start.
counts the years.
When you're born, are you 1 year old? When you're born, are you
No.
1 year old?
Actually, when it comes to South Korea, when you are first
Yes.
born because of the lunar calendar,
I know.
you are exactly 1 year old because you already been 9 months in the stomach, and they celebrate your 100th day of being alive. So that's why New Year's
Yes.
Eves are like so screwed up with everything, and Chinese New Year's is like in February, and I mean,
The world is a fucked up.
Mm.
He's
Poor
googling
heel.
it. He's googling
He's
it now.
Googling
He is
it.
googling
He's
everything we're talking about.
Heal. I can
Are you
feel your
okay?
brain getting hot. You should
He
drink
lost
some
a screw or
water.
two.
Look at his
Our
expression.
fish
His
needs
mind is
water.
baked. Yes,
fish
He's
his
broken.
mind is
water.
He's
baked.
broken.
Oh, trust me,
Does
there's something I
someone
want to
have
say
an
that will
egg?
get us banned on YouTube.
We can make
We
it
just got
beep.
monetized.
We can make
Yes.
it beep.
That is true.
What do you want to say?
Mhm.
Come
Just
on.
remember, we love you.
And I love you, but you're all a bunch of cunts.
Oh, spicy.
Spicy. This fish is spicy.
Spicy.
Heel, don't worry. After this, I will cuddle the living shit out of you so you feel better.
Mm-hmm.
We will
Yeah.
all.
We'll
Heel,
have a
just
big
do one thing
cuddle
for me.
Shark
Or
avatar
not,
for
we
you.
If
will.
you try and cuddle me, I'll probably feel a nudge or a lump.
Have you just realized that now?
Yes, because I can see it growing.
Okay, we're going off topic again. We're going off topic again.
Yeah.
We need to get back on topic.
I have no idea
I'm
what he
just
talks
happy.
about.
I'm just happy that now I'm not the only one who has a brain fart.
I have brain
Everybody on the
Hey,
couch.
hey, 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 hey.
Down with
I don't have brain. My brain shits itself.
Now we're gonna have to
brain
bleep that.
diarrhea.
Hey, we've said worse.
No, we don't have
No,
to.
not that.
It's only the
Alright,
C
no.
word.
Alright,
Mhm.
let's...
Can we go back to
Talking
topic? I don't know where we are.
Let's
talking
bring
about
it up.
technology. When it comes to avatars, and I just looked at Rossi's for half a second. One eye was in the corner and the other one was looking straight. I don't, when you turn
Oh,
around
I
and
see.
look at me
Yeah,
again.
I saw
Look
it.
at me.
Rossi,
Are
you
you
need
gonna
to
that
try them.
again on your...
Oh, we got the spray bottle. We got a spray bottle.
Well, let's clean the glass. We got the spray
Gotta
bottle
clean
out.
the glass. Hold up. Gotta clean the glass. Oh God. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Come on, guys. Come on.
There we go. We got another squirt.
We need to cut to commercials. We need to cut to commercials.
Yeah. You have to be sure just to pay the electric bill.
We started at technique and now we're at cleaning glass. Where did we go? Came so
Alright,
so fucking far.
Alright.
Toki, breathe.
No,
Air
No,
in,
it's still no.
air out. It's a good thing.
If I breathe harder, I will fart.
Which brings us to our next subject: natural-powered vehicles.
Yes. Actually, yes. Oh God, these windows are dirty again. These windows are dirty again. Why? Why must you snot all over the windows? Just gotta go.
Oh God. Oh, my lungs are exploding.
Ren, for the love of God, please clip this and send it to me.
Oh, Toki.
Oh, there goes Melanie.
We got
Oh, got Melanie. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yep, Millie's cleaning the glass again.
Don't start.
This is actually going to be the
I just had to
fucking
fart
laughing.
cry, okay? I just had to fart cry. My headset is...
Oh God, it hurts. It hurts.
Alright, deep breath.
I think something happened.
Oh God. Oh, my lungs.
I think something happened.
And welcome back. Thank you for enjoying the quick break. Everyone just need to get off their chest.
And that's what happens when you laugh too much.
Now we're talking about
Mhm.
chest.
Right, let's bring
Yeah.
it up a bit more to
Did you have a
closer to
great
our
dinner?
time then.
Yeah, let's get back
was
before we
dinner?
break Rozzy even more.
Right.
You literally
Let's-
sit like
let's bring
I
it a bit
do
more
whenever
closer to
I
our time
ate
frame.
something.
Okay, here's a good one.
Yeah.
Here's a good one. Tell us about your very
God, it's the
first
worst.
computer.
I was
My very first
Oh.
computer.
thinking that.
I can tell you that one. If you mean like PC computer, my very first
Mhm.
one, this is going back in the day, it was a 486, and I built it myself.
Dude.
Back when computers were
Nerd.
simple.
Mine was
Yeah, I
like
couldn't do
one
that
of
now.
those big ass boxes Dell computer with the floppy disk and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like when I was
Oh,
like,
God,
I was like,
man.
oh, I'm gonna be clever, write everything, and my mom was in literally at 10 p.m. Why the fuck are you jamming that keyboard so hard? I'm not, Mom. I'm really not. I'm doing it as quietly as I can.
Oh my god. My first
When
still
you were
have
angry,
my
floppy
just-
disk.
computer. My first computer. Okay. This is gonna make me look a little bit young, but a little bit old at the same time. It was.
I'm older than you.
You are a little bit young and a little bit old.
Yes. Yes.
Honey, there's a reason I'm
Crazy
called a
eye.
cougar.
I still love But just okay. Hold on. It was a laptop.
Let me just.
It was a laptop. It was a 1996 IBM ThinkPad with Windows 95.
Windows 95.
Windows 95.
Infamous 95.
Yes.
I would take the
Had
finger and
Windows
stick it where the sun don't shine.
3.1.
Yes.
Hey, at
And that
least
was
it
the only
wasn't
stable
well,
operating system.
Heal.
As
And we
long
had
as
to
it
run off
wasn't
of
Windows
DOS.
Lime.
He has practiced so much that the sun does shine there.
No.
Oh,
Hey,
what?
11 inches
Is
is
this
11
something?
inches. Technology.
What's
11 and a
Technology.
11 and a half.
Okay, 11 and
boy.
a half. Okay, I'm
Get
sorry.
it right.
Walk proud.
Okay. But the sun still
You
shines.
can kill someone with.
Hang on,
Okay.
this is 11.5 inches
I
floppy.
haven't done it in a while.
Yes.
Damn.
His floppy disk for
Still
his
no excuse.
hardware.
But
Okay,
But with
we're
the
venturing
laptop-
into a
God.
different kind of technology. You have to do a lot of editing here. I'm
Sorted.
sorry.
Alright.
but with the
We're
laptop,
gonna have a lot of bloopers.
it actually used the large size of the floppy disks.
The 5 and a
And I still
quarters. When you
have
put
it
them in, they
to-
go. Rah, 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 rah. Yes.
Yeah, and I
Floppy
still
disk
have it to
class.
this
I miss
day.
those.
I actually need to get that
Ah,
thing
the
booted back
sound
up.
of those. Hmm.
I need to pull it back out and use it for a little bit.
You know,
It
it was
sounds like
something to it.
it
It took
sounds
you
like
literally.
Rozzy on his bike
You
trying to
could say-
start.
Oh, my new bike, that starts easy. I should... Nice, done.
It says
Well, I
what?
remember.
Sounds like you tried to start a train.
It said,
It
says
says
what?
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 What did it say?
Jing.
What did it
What
say?
did it say?
It said what? It said Yamaha.
A sphincter says what?
Ah.
What?
Well, the thing I
Those electric
loved about the
starters.
5 and a quarters, you put them in, you turn that little tab to actually keep them from popping out back at you. 2 minutes later, it would actually copy off everything from the hard drive, and it had so much memory. It was like 780K of memory. You'd never run that out of memory. I mean, it was so
I
much.
remember that
780K what?
magazine.
Bananas?
In Denmark,
Kilobytes.
Says the
in
puppy.
Denmark,
Oh.
we literally had a magazine called 7K. If
Really?
I'm right, and that was all about PC. I remember
there a
seeing
breakfast
pictures
cereal
of a
called
floppy
7K?
disk and such.
No, wait, that's Special K.
Special K. That's me.
Smooth vein.
Yeah, then you're a really special case.
I
Not
know,
the
I could
good
live a big
type
whoop.
of special.
Oh my god! What the hell?
And this is the dangers of vaporizers. You die on set.
Don't smoke.
I'm
Only
dating
drink.
that one.
Why would you make that joke?
Ah, days.
Well, I mean,
Right,
your
let's bring
vaporizers,
it back up
you
now.
just need to, like, cut them out.
What do you think I'm trying to
I
do?
Just stop the vaping.
That's
Obvious.
why he's vaping. You'd rather
Stop
smoke
the
cigarettes?
vaping, start cooking.
No. Well,
Stop both of them.
yeah.
Then put
Exactly,
a lid
cook.
on it.
Have you ever met me before?
What?
Ever?
No, and
Do I
I'm
need to
not
repeat
trying
myself?
to.
Well, you know what? When we reach our first 1 million subscribers, we're gonna have to do a live action to meet up. That's a hint to you guys.
And
Yes.
our first 10
Yeah,
My
K,
dear-
we're gonna do
Poxo
a
Manor.
My
face
dear-
reveal.
Well, they are. You don't want to
Yes.
see my
Oh,
face.
no.
I don't
Ooh.
want to break the camera.
And you don't
Then
want to see
you'll
mine either.
you'll
They're too
realize
ugly.
how tall we are compared to her.
She is what's
I'm
known as
tall
height
too.
challenge.
I'm
Height
5 foot
deprived.
You're
2.
the same height.
Oh, bless.
Hey, all
Oh,
good
no.
things in small
The bitty ones.
packages.
Exactly.
That's what she said.
By no girl ever.
I was wondering, has any of you guys
Rossi,
ever heard of
being
a feature
small
called
just
an
gives you
e-machine?
more opportunities on hitting
sorry, what was
certain
that?
areas.
Machine.
Yeah, my first
E-machine.
computer
Wow.
was called an e-machine, and it ran.
Yes,
you
I
uploaded a
have.
95 on it.
Yes.
It was horrible.
Oh.
I turn it on, I'd go downstairs, do stuff, and then come back, and then
Mhm.
finally, after like 10-15 minutes, it was uploaded. It was a
Mhm.
nightmare. But it was my nightmare, and I loved
Yes.
it so much.
Exactly. Like, even
Well, I
with the
mean-
dial-up, when you had to go on the internet, like, I could
Oh.
literally go
I
to
was
the
just gonna say
bathroom, make
that.
a sandwich, walk the dog, and came back,
But
and it
hang
was
on,
still
Go
not
to the bathroom and make a
fully...
sandwich.
Yes.
Going
Have you
into
never
the bathroom.
tried
And
that?
for
Make a
me, that's
sandwich.
saying something. For me, that's saying
Did he say
something.
what kind of
That's
sandwich
impressive.
it was?
That's
Did I
not-
stutter?
Did I
say
say what
that's
kind of sandwich it was?
No, but
Oh,
I'm a
Melanie's-
bit concerned.
Now it's squeaking again. We're about to have us another
Did
spray
I
bottle.
stutter?
It's a bird sandwich.
It's the other kind of Nutella.
No,
Okay, we're talking about dial-up
to-
now.
But just to
Yes.
talk about the whole thing, you could literally do whatever you needed to do before it even was done dialing up to the internet. And the whole...
I can
I
Oh,
remember
God.
that
Yes,
sounds
that
like,
sound
okay,
Wait
it's
a minute,
almost
Diane,
ready.
your
Ren.
It's
dreams.
almost ready.
Ren, put
I do not.
if you can do it, put the sound of Windows dial-up over my head.
Yes.
That is my constant thinking.
Well, the thing is, too, is like even okay, once you got loaded into the server and stuff like that, then you go to a website, and a lot of people don't know this. You know, they're so used to hitting the button and have it instantly appear with video and all these cool graphics. Back then, you'd wait for it to literally paint the screen
Yep.
Mhm.
with just text. With just
Oh.
text.
It was worse
Yes.
when it had a
Oh,
little
don't
GIF
remind me.
playing.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I was even wondering, like, why didn't they put, like, a handle on it, like, oh, let's go faster. Come on. Come on.
Well, one thing that was so cool back then too was
I'm confused.
with the BBS boards, we'd literally dial into like this special select server, not using a URL, but actually using a telephone number, and people could sit there and text messages instead of
Okay.
speaking.
Okay, we actually have one here that don't know what the dial-up is.
Ah, bless you.
My boy.
It's a good thing you don't know what it is.
Okay.
It
My
was,
boy, you
it was
haven't listened to
terrible.
millions of my
Felix.
stories.
This was a little device that you literally connected to your phone line. And
Mhm.
then you had to call up
A
to go
modem.
to the internet.
Mhm.
But if somebody actually took the phone and had to make a call, there was no connection to the internet.
Yeah, you'd be in the middle of a
Internet
game. It's
literally
like
ran through the phone
crash.
lines rather than its own dedicated lines.
Think of CS:GO. Think of CS:GO losing
no.
frame and internet at the same time.
Now he
Mhm.
knows.
As soon
Now
as
he
someone
knows.
rings the phone.
Yes. You were
And you
always like,
yell,
Mom, are
you
you
yell
done
downstairs,
talking
put
on the
that
phone?
back on!
Aye,
And
Well,
but
it was
do you know
the
one of the
same with
annoying
bringing
things
it
as
back
well?
a little bit.
It was
like
not
the same
cheap
with
either.
TV.
Oh, yeah.
No. Oh,
It was
like
not
it was
cheap.
like you can max
Oh,
10
no,
minutes on the
no.
internet.
Yeah, 10
Wait,
minutes
what?
just waiting
Yes.
for one image to load, and that would cost you
Mhm.
like a freaking fortune.
Yes.
Yes.
Because you
So
not only do you
internet
have
porn
internet
was a nightmare.
expense, or your oh, it's porn back in the old days.
How
Ah,
could people
dear to
live
my
in
heart.
that time?
No,
think back then I'd go for
just
the old
looked at his
Playboys.
avatar again.
That was back when kids
Lazy
actually had to
eye.
raid their dad's under bed supply of Playboys. That's how they used to do it in the old days.
Brothers.
Hey man, don't mess with them old Playboys now. Come on.
Oh.
Those things were so
Wait,
freaking
what?
The
sticky and crusty.
1996, the 1996 Christmas edition was good. Okay.
I owned my own
Bringing it,
magazines.
guys,
Near
bringing
where I
it
lived,
back
there
a
was
little bit.
near where I lived there was a forestry area, and you always found some magazines in the forest. So I didn't need to own my own.
The forest he's meaning underneath his bed.
But the only
No,
thing
I
is, if you
don't
found
mean it. I
these
did not have any.
magazines out in
He
the
kind of mistook it
wild,
for
weren't they
forest
considered
because of all the paper
biohazards?
in there.
Yes.
Don't consider.
Exactly.
Don't think about the pages stuck together.
Yeah, I mean, you just kind of.
No.
Oh,
Oh no, no! If they were stuck, they were stuck.
Oh,
Didn't even try.
oh, dear God, I won't
Didn't give it a shot.
It's just, no, move on. Next page.
All right,
Thank
now we are
God
getting
that
next
I
couple
have been
pages.
born in the time of the internet.
Right,
I'll
guys,
just say that.
bringing it back a bit.
Yeah. No,
What did you
I'm
wanna
just
say?
saying everything we're talking about is literally my. The mom was in the bathroom getting everything. And of course, the last thing I mentioned is Pornhub.
Well, I mean, this is why the internet was invented for porn. Everybody knows it.
Oh my God.
Just accept it.
Internet is for porn. The internet is for porn.
Internet
I'm
is
a
for
porn.
porn.
I do shine my horn. Porn, porn.
But no, literally, it was the same thing with the TV. When
Yeah.
me and my friend used to hang out, and they have this big settle dish.
Mhm.
But if you change the channel in one room, and a person was
would
watching
change
the
it in the
TV
other.
in the other room, it changed the
Mm-hmm.
other. So imagine sitting
Yeah.
there on MTV, and like, oh yeah, good music, and all of a sudden,
Yes, because it's on one box that's receiving the signal,
yes,
and the box is
but
connected
Oh.
to the two TVs.
literally
Yes.
switch
Oh,
the
God.
whole image switched to a moaning female, and I could look at my my friend's face, and she was like, "Dad, turn the goddamn channel!"
I've got a story about that. Hang on.
Oh, dude.
Using that, but in modern technology, a friend of mine, his son was upstairs in his bedroom,
Oh no.
and he obviously on his portable device.
He
And he
casted
decide-
it to the wrong TV.
Oh, I
He
did
did.
that once.
Why
Why is there
Just
even
leave
an
it
option?
on
Why
downstairs.
is there an option?
For his parents
Why?
watching.
I want to hear this.
He casted it to the living room TV.
Son, we need to have a
God,
talk.
No. Oh no.
Oh,
I really
no.
asked Pornhub, why the hell is that button there? Why?
people want a grand
And it
review.
appears right in front of the
The funniest thing,
Full
the comment
screen.
was,
Hey,
the dad shouts up the stairs, "Are you winning, son?"
Felix. Felix. Whenever you finally move out and live on your own and you have a TV where you can do that, that's when it gets better.
Oh yeah.
But so is your
I
cleaning
know
bill,
what I'm
unfortunately.
True.
Bringing it back a bit. What I mentioned
Okay.
earlier was when we were saying
I
computers.
have a question
is
for
that
everyone too.
Oh, hold on.
So-
Yield was about to
Oh,
say
go ahead.
something.
Yeah, because what I mentioned earlier about computers was for the time they were made, they would have been classed as basically the world's first supercomputers, which was the Enigma machine and Alan Turing's computer, which broke the Enigma code.
Yes, I watched some not too long
Yes.
about those. Mm-hmm.
I watched
There was also
films about
another. God, there was
history
another
class.
type of computer. It used
Like the
film.
Cumberbatch movie.
Can't remember the name of it.
Oh. I remember during
Now
World
we're
War
back to
II,
prehistoric
they used to have something
times.
called V-mail. I was watching a
Reel to
documentary
reel.
because I actually got. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Reel
Real to
reel
reel, yep.
computers were actually a real thing, and they are beautiful once you see them work.
That's why they called her
It
real.
is.
Oh,
Real.
they're amazing. Did you know that there's one still active on the internet, and I forget what university, but there's still one active on the internet?
I found one for sale.
Really?
Don't
I
you
wanna buy it.
dare! Don't
want it.
wanna
you
buy
want it now.
dare!
Same
You're
thing
supposed to
with
save
the
money to go to
board.
Hokey.
Swear to God, don't you dare! You have enough
That makes a
devices
change.
as it is. You have so goddamn many devices. No.
That makes a change. He
Iron.
just brings it out on me.
You need your paycheck for something else.
He's
You're supposed to
Yes,
save up to
Oh.
go live in Tokyo.
I have you beat though.
Exactly.
I went to a yard sale once, and there was one of the very first portable laptop computers. It didn't even have a hard drive, and it literally had two 3 1/4 floppy disks. One was your operating system, the one was your working storage, and it had like this little black and white screen. Is like 2 inches by like 4 inches, and I cleaned it up. It still worked. I actually located one of the original operating system disks, put in there, and I got some of the games and stuff, and it still worked. It was freaking beautiful.
Oh my
I'm
It
stealing
was
that
a
whenever I come up there.
286. It was a 286.
Don't ever let iron into your house, or you won't have any device left.
Question.
You put your hand
Has
up a rocket.
anyone ever
Yeah.
had their PC spin a disc at their head?
Yes.
Yes.
When they had the first old
Yes.
Okay, thank God I'm not the only one, because I literally thought my PC was out to kill me. And when
Sure
they
did,
had
it's out to
that
kill you.
box,
Hey,
Yeah, have you seen the movie Terminator? It's
remember-
like that, except
They
old
try
time.
to become human.
you see
I
the
had before actually
1935.
yeah, you just
before
you just hear
86 I
that.
built, I used to have a Sinclair Spectrum Plus 3 with an external tape
Oh.
drive.
I remember the old tape drive. Yes.
Yeah.
You literally put
And
in a
that
cassette
thing,
and play it in.
Jesus.
Yes.
Yeah.
They
The
basically
cassette
programmed
was
it on the fly.
a game.
Well, I swear to
Yeah,
God,
Yes.
when you're sitting there and you just see the CD, like it starts to vibrate, and you're like, is that
Oh boy.
open? Okay, never mind. Turn off.
Close door. Walk away.
Computer.
Easy now. Easy now.
Okay, next
Come
time
on,
you're
Skynet is
don't
real,
touch
I'm outta
one.
here.
computer, you just pulled up an arcade.
Oh, I have a question. So back when everyone was growing up, before we had a lot of reliable remote controls, how many of you,
Yeah.
at being the youngest person in your house, was actually the remote control for the TV?
Oh, I had my fair share. I had my fair share.
Well,
You had your what?
my mother and father, me and my father and my mother originally had one of a tube style TV,
Mhm.
and it was the one with the 20 knobs on the side of it. You couldn't couldn't figure out which one because it was so old. The lettering was just torn off. I'm like, exactly. And I just sat there for like 20 minutes just trying to figure out which one was for the channel and not the volume.
Well, the bad thing is when my family first got a TV with remote control, my dad looks at us like, "Why do I need this thing for?" I'm up, kid.
Hey, I remember you had to
It was
actually
voice control.
tune your TV.
Oh,
Yes.
I hated that.
Using the
You had
rabbit
to hold
ears
that
trying to get the
button or
best.
turn the dial.
Yeah.
Yes.
I had to mess with
I had
Yeah.
when,
Yes.
when I first moved away from home, I think it was like I was living with my aunt, and I had this little itty bitty, very fat TV with a VHS installed into it.
Ah.
So
yes.
it was like time I need like and they had the antenna. So
It's like one of those 19-inch
Oh, there's
screens
one
with
channel.
built-in video player.
yeah, and it was
Yes.
like
Yeah.
oh there's one channel. I could only have 2 channels back then, so one channel with no on it was good enough. But I had like 100 100 VSA tapes just to be sure that I wouldn't get bored.
Oh, honey, if we get officially married, I'm taking my VHS tapes with us.
No, don't.
Yes.
I want
I
to
love
play
you,
with
but
Yeah, we
the.
had
I had-
100 and something too. Actually, I think we had 300 and something. We started out with
300?
100.
Actually, I still need
VHS?
to get my wedding video
Oh yeah.
transferred onto DVD or something like that.
Yes.
That's still on VHS.
Yes, because they do
And that's
degrade.
showing how long ago I got married.
Please send
Old
us a little
man.
clip of it. Send us a
Yes.
little clip of it. I want to see it.
Oh,
I want to
just
see it.
blur out your
You guys were-
faces.
Okay, you can be as bad as my mother and father's wedding. Togi's already heard the story and probably feel like remembers the story. When my mother and father were getting married,
Just pretend.
they were
okay?
getting married.
Just
Yeah.
pretend.
I totally know it.
Mm.
Whenever they were getting married, the cake got ruined. So my father decided to run to the Walmart and get a cake.
Oh,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he grabbed a Barney cake. Not even a
Barney?
thick Barney cake. Yes. And his
Hey there,
tuxedo, which I
kids.
still have, and I need to find it.
yes.
It was a cyan
no.
blue, light blue tuxedo with bun, the bow tie,
Oh,
the
dear.
jacket,
Oh,
the
no.
pants, the shoes,
And
the
the
So
socks.
ruffles.
basically like something Elvis would wear.
Awesome.
Bingo. And I need to
No.
find that VHS tape and get a smaller clip off of it or find photos of it. Matter of fact,
Get
they
transferred.
might have a photo of the Barney cake at their wedding. I need to find my old phone and I will send it to you.
That's so cute.
It was so poorly drawn. It was so poorly drawn. It didn't even look like Barney. It looked like a T-Rex was fighting a child.
Well, isn't Barney technically fighting children?
Yeah.
Well, all you
I
gotta
don't
do is
know
stand
what
still in
Barney
front of him and he'll lose track of you.
Oh yeah, that's
Mhm.
true.
Well, did you know, the
Where'd you
Flintstones
go, kids?
was the very first cartoon that was made for adults? It was never meant to be for children. It was the
What was
first
that?
Wait,
prime
Wait,
time
what?
adult
What?
cartoon. The Flintstones
Which one?
was the very first
Oh, yeah.
adult prime time cartoon.
Well, also
Weird.
in movie
But-
theaters at the time where they was Betty Boop.
Yabba-dabba-doo.
Betty Boop, yes.
Oh,
Betty
yeah.
Boop
She
was
was
a sex
America's
signal
sweetheart.
back then.
Mhm.
But the very
Also, a
first
little bit of a
actual
sex-
adult animated film to go to theaters was Fritz the Cat.
Fritz,
I love
yes.
that one.
Fritz.
Fritz the Cat.
Oh, it's so
And
raunchy.
before that, there was I think it was kind of what
Fritz.
Fritz was based off with Felix, which is
Yep,
goes back to the
Felix.
20s.
The cat.
Felix cat.
Yep.
Felix the cat. The wonderful, wonderful cat.
And the
I know
if
every
I
time
remember
you say
correctly,
the name, I always think of that song.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, sweetie.
if I remember correctly,
It's
y'all can prove me
okay.
wrong on this. Y'all can prove me wrong on this, but the very first video production of actual anything other than live action was a video of a man moving his arm to pick up an umbrella. That was the first ever showed video or
So
drawn
Charlie
video.
Chaplin.
No.
Oh,
Yes.
drawn.
Charlie
Okay.
Chaplin came later, like
Mm.
the Three Stooges.
And that
Well,
was
did you know
silent
that
movies, wasn't it?
the very
Mm.
first actual caught on videotape was what they call the train arrives, and basically a train station with a train coming in. When people first saw it, people literally
They thought
ran
it was
out of the
yeah.
theater thinking they would get run over. They had
yeah,
never seen a
because
moving
it was
picture
so
before.
real for them.
Hmm
No, I'm today we
Mm.
have 3D. Imagining how
Yeah.
scared they were for the first picture movie of a train
Oh,
coming.
God, yeah.
Right at them too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where exactly did we
Yeah.
divulge here? If we're talking about computers, now mobiles, now cartoons and movies.
But
then
it's
again, we
It's
are
kind
on
of
a
an
whole
organic thing.
technology.
Mhm.
It
It's
is
all
true.
We've
technology.
been going
Just
back
talk about
and
old shit
forth.
now.
Mhm.
It does make you. It
We've
does
Oh.
make
been
you
going
think, though, if
back
you
and forth.
could bring, say, a handful of people from, say, like the early 20th century. Shut your mouth. The early 20th century, and bring them to this time
20th
period.
century.
Oh, they would be
Well,
most confused of what the hell's going on.
Oh yeah,
They would just
but
freaking
it'd
die.
also work in reverse as well. It's like if we went back to that time period and tried to figure out how to work something, we wouldn't have a clue.
Well, someone is one paradox is that
You know what I mean?
that people would become so smart with modern
Totally.
technology and modern life that if you took someone even today that let's say grew up in a city who's never had to do something that's you take them back to the time of let's say the pioneers, they'd be considered an intellectual idiot because they wouldn't know how to fend for themselves, they wouldn't know how to cook for themselves, they wouldn't know how to do basic day-to-day necessities. They literally
And then
could not
we
survive
have-
back in a
sense
pioneer day.
And then we have
when
the Inren
you
who can
Felix.
survive off
survive
the
in a
land.
certain area.
Felix, sweetheart, you need to sit up straight because your head is doing the whole exercise.
That's
Thank you.
kind of
Catholics have
normal
got
for
to him.
Felix, though. Yes.
Shh.
Shit,
That
I can
is
hear
my
them banging on
child.
my door.
Well, he is pretty
Shush.
young. He is
Oh,
pretty
okay.
young.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. I will ask.
Oh dear. Yeah. Sorry that took a second then. Oh dear.
Fuck's sake,
Final
Ren.
thoughts across the lines.
Oh, I can hear the priest. No.
Okay, I'll
Go
actually
away.
say I think that something has changed because we all know, most of us, when we were kids, we were playing outside. Today's
Mhm.
kids are mostly, when it comes to technology, inside. Not that it's always a
Yes.
bad thing, but I think we have gone backwards. Because
A lot
normally
of ways,
today,
yeah.
elderly people are like, oh, I want to go out into the nature. I want to experience the forest. But I'm not old, but I ventured inside instead.
Can I put my 2 cents on that one?
But technically,
I do think a lot of that though is with upbringing as well, and how how you were raised by your parents as well as through education. Because I remember going out on my bike. I used to go out on my bike day in, day out. I loved going out on my bike. But then when I was younger, and this is when I was, I think it was, I was coming up to the end of 6th grade in American terms. It started to decline because I got bullied day in, day out. I was scared of going out because I was scared of being bullied. No one was doing nothing.
yes.
And so
But I was
I
bullied
sought
too.
refuge inside.
True, and I understand
Why do you think we're
people
all
who
on
does
here?
that. But
Well,
shut
there you
the
go.
fuck up.
It's an
But
oasis
I
for a
will
reason.
say, I'm not talking about the generation that comes after us and the generation after that. I'm talking about that skill set of like, when you reach a certain age, you're more focused on nature and stuff like that. But for me,
Being
it's the other
outside,
way
physical
around.
stuff.
I used to play outside. I swear to God, I was outside till when I first saw the sun rising, and I didn't come home until the street light turned on. That's how
Mhm.
much I was
Actually
playing
true for me
outside.
too. I was playing
Yeah.
outside
Yeah,
until like
Hmm.
7th grade
But it
until
was
I
yeah.
realized I have a phone and could stay
Mhm.
home.
Mm.
I stayed home
Yeah,
for the
but
whole
I
time.
literally the
not even
first
vomit
second
then.
I could get out, I was at my friend's home. It was not like, oh,
Yeah.
I just calling you up. No, you ran to that
Mhm.
house
Exactly.
just to.
I
Can
Or
you
I
play?
You
even
find their bikes. Unless you
Yes,
find their bikes
Yes.
in their
That too.
yard.
Mhm.
Yeah.
True. And you always
I
had
must admit.
to like run around to find out where people were. But
Yeah.
today, I'm sitting in here. I love
Mm.
to play on PlayStation, PC, whatever. And I did that at a young age too, but I'd rather be outside.
Well, here's an
I
interesting
think we're
fact too.
actually
So,
progressing backwards.
in a lot of
Kind of.
ways, in fact, that
If
came
you
up
look
or
at it.
on
forwards.
a TED talk that I watched not too
Oh,
long
excuse me.
ago about autoimmune systems and how a lot of this generation are growing up literally sitting inside of a box, a sterile environment, growing up, and when the time they should
Making
be
you
out
sick.
and cultivating their immune system, and because they are growing up in a sterile box and never going out and doing stuff, never being exposed to anything, there's a whole generation with basically autoimmune deficiency. Simply because they
come
aren't
to Florida.
exposed during
I did
that timing when they're in
bullshit
development.
when I was young. I ate everything. Leaves,
Exactly.
snails,
Ate everything.
Mm.
stones, rocks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My brother, I
Dirt.
swear God, if
Alright.
he saw a ladybug,
tasty.
you couldn't pull him away. You're like,
All right, raise your hand
Just
if you
ate
ever
that.
drunk from a garden hose and survived.
I
That's the best type. Fresh from the
Raise your
tap.
hand if you
Hey,
ever ridden a
man.
bike without a helmet
Literally,
and survived.
There's what?
I've ridden a
And you
motorcycle without a
pick
helmet
up
Ride a
a
bike
car.
without a
survived.
helmet.
Who has
I
been
never ride a bike with a
Down the
who
brain
helmet.
has been
buckets.
ice skating without skates on in literally just a field that's been flooded with water
lake,
and
yeah.
froze? Yeah.
So basically,
I
just
don't live
sliding on
where-
your ass.
We had
Not
we had a
necessarily
fucking
deliberately either.
sea. We had a fucking sea frozen.
I live in Florida.
Frozen area
I
ice.
don't have
We
that
didn't
shit.
even give a shit if it
No.
was thick enough to hold us. We just went on it.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
I have no
That was
idea
the
how
second
it
time
didn't
I
broke.
broke my front tooth. Schmack.
Oof.
Oh, I have a good one for everyone. So the very first cell phone in the family, my grandmother actually worked for a company called Brady's Auto Auction, so she had to go and pick up cars and bring them back to auction. And she got the very first cell phone that anyone in the family ever had, and it was literally a brick.
A
It weighed,
brick.
I don't know, 5,000 pounds, and you could actually crack an egg, put the antenna over it, make a call, and fry the egg while you're making a call. It put out that
Jesus
much
Christ.
radiation.
Brain fried.
And
Was it the same one that had the
Hello?
external carry pack, which was a briefcase?
it was just before that, but I had one of those
Ah, right,
things,
yeah.
and you could literally feel the heat coming off of it.
Huh. Talk about a brain fry. Hello?
Yeah. Well, the bad thing is I remember she used it once to call back home. She says, "Yeah, I'm here in New Mexico. I got to hang up now because there's a 30-second call just cost $20."
Oh.
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 Yes.
Yes.
Cell phone rates back
Oh,
then.
my God.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Remember,
here today, actually,
text
in Denmark.
messages, 10 cents each.
Yes, I
Yeah.
remember that. You used to budget extra money
moment.
just for texting.
Yeah.
But here
Mina wants
today
to
in
join.
Denmark, if you no,
No.
But yeah, I
Yes.
remember. I remember back then I literally would actually, because I always went prepaid. I never went contracts because actually the experience with those those old brick phones. So I always went contracts as soon as they started coming, or paid as you go as soon as they came out. And I remember actually buying extra cards just for text messaging.
mm-hmm.
Mm.
You just
That's
have
why
to
now
go
I
to the
stick with
gas
contract.
station to get a new one,
Mhm.
and Jesus.
I
Mhm.
never had.
Nah,
I mean,
I paid
even
like what?
even the stationary
Oh.
phone you had in your home, it was like, don't talk too long. It's gonna be a very expensive phone bill. But today,
Yes.
if you have a phone in the same money, even though you live in the other end of the country, call for free.
Yep.
So it's
I mean, like, I pay 20 a month. I get unlimited minutes, text, and data. So
Cool. I get
unlimited.
£6 a month.
20 a month.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
I wish I had that bill.
Pounds.
Unlimited data.
Pounds.
£6 a month.
It's
Yeah,
about
£6 a month.
23 euros
Okay,
in your
and I
money.
get
Which is 600.
Yeah,
Still, I
which
pay
is
like
near
90 a
600.
month. We get
I
like
get one
60
gig of
phone
data,
payment.
unlimited text, and unlimited calls.
Yeah, I got
Well, 60
unlimited calls,
gigabytes enough
unlimited
to
text,
watch anime through the whole
10
fucking month, but
gigabyte
still.
data
Mm.
in a foreign
better charge too
country.
much and not enough.
For free.
Yeah.
I use it plenty.
And such, but I pay
Over her
love
Crunchyroll.
here. It's not gonna sound a lot. It's 100 and is it like 30 or 59 Danish? I don't know what that is, dollars or euros. So for me,
Find out if you want.
you sure?
He has Google already open because of all the things we were talking about it.
Trying to
If you
figure out
start
what
hearing
century you're living in.
Pornhub, if you start hearing the Pornhub theme from Healed, you know why.
Boom, 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 boom,
Did you know they actually have things?
If I were to have a drum set right now, right here, I would definitely play it.
What are you talking about? It's his homepage. The moment he opens up his browser, there it is.
Oh,
Blow me.
makes sense.
Hang on.
I'd rather not pay for that.
Okay, just so all of our viewers know, our sweet innocent fish here actually has how many terabytes of porn categorized and completely organized?
I don't know.
That's not him. That's not him. That's him. That's him.
I don't know what you're talking
That's
about.
Felix.
That's
Sorry,
him.
I'm
buddy.
keeping
That's
quiet.
the one
I
at
don't know
the
what
end.
you're talking
It's just
I don't
the other day,
organize
unfortunately, my
I don't
laptop is here
organize
as
it.
well.
I don't organize it. I just know where I need
True.
to.
You just
I have,
know
like,
by
Danish.
Three
pure
different,
memory.
Well,
different.
I also found out something
Wait,
last
okay,
night,
how
or
much
a
is
couple
it?
days ago. My
And that's all,
beautiful,
but I know where
sweet
everything is.
girlfriend has the same
Tucky, how much
thing
did
on
you
a
say
hard
now?
drive dedicated to it.
How much is it in Chrome?
100 and
Okay, you're gonna have to divulge now.
150
No. This is her first
wanna
time
know
on
what it
set.
is.
We cannot do this
krone
yet.
in
She
US
is
dollars
new
is
I
on the set.
$22.98.
We want her to come back.
She's just hiding out.
She's like,
Come on, Noah.
She just dissolved into the dust.
It's not
Okay,
fair.
okay,
I
we
have
don't want to
porn on my
know.
phone too.
It's not even.
Hey, her daughter watches this. Her daughter watches this,
No,
so we gotta be careful.
no.
No.
18 and up.
Yep, that's
Be
true.
civil.
Ren.
Yes.
You need to beep a lot of this. You need to beep
Okay.
a lot of this.
First stuff, I
Since
don't
we're-
have porn on my cell phone. I have YIF. There's a difference.
Bullshit.
You're gonna have to cut this out.
That's
You're gonna have to cut
part
all of
of
that out.
extra step.
Why? Why?
That's-
Because we're monetized
Because
now.
we want to get
We're
money.
Hey,
We don't want to.
hey, YouTube, we
I
love you.
don't
There's
talk
nothing dirty
German.
going on
I'm
here.
here for the money.
For the money.
For the money. I'm a
Okay,
YouTube
listen.
whore.
Yes. People do beep out when they swear. But people who already knows us know that we talk like this.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
nothing
And
to
plus, we don't
hide.
give a
Bad
shit.
thing, I'm the only sailor here.
Exactly.
And I swear worse than you do.
Fuck
Me?
rule.
But I'm a sweet innocent wolf.
Fuck the
I-
system.
Sailor, soldier,
Bullshit.
retard, gigolo.
Bullshit.
Ren, I've seen your
Teenager.
internet
But
history.
I-
Heel. Teenager.
But I
Fuck
I can explain
will
everything.
just point
All those
one
girls I
thing
swear
out.
were over the age of 18.
I will point one thing out.
Well, they said they were.
Oh, I
The
can't.
fish stick. The fish stick says, let's keep it civil. You are the most dirty-minded besides Felix here.
And that's saying a
You're
lot.
not wrong.
I was gonna
You're not
say.
wrong.
I was about to say too. Wait a minute. Wait a
I'm ahead
minute.
of you, old man.
I'm not kidding you. No.
Who are you calling old?
You?
Well, I think we're about at our
Wait, am
hour.
I ancient
Does
then?
anyone else
are at
have
our
any?
hour.
You're
know,
already
right? That's what
ancient.
I'm
You've been
thinking.
there
I
before
think
the
we're well
gods.
over the hour.
I think
Okay.
we did
We've gone
again.
off. We've gone.
So,
Bah.
guys,
He just called your mother
this
ancient.
has been complete chaos. We know
She
you
just
guys
called
love that
herself
as well. No, I asked if I was ancient. I didn't
You were
call
there
myself
before
that.
the
I
gods.
asked.
Oh.
You were grounded for a
We
month.
were there at the beginning of
I
No
will
more
Fortnite.
chocolate.
talk
Just
with
remember
your
that.
boyfriend about this. You're grounded for a month.
Because I called him old, I'm grounded for a month.
No,
That's
because
kinda
you said that.
nonsense.
What did you just say to me? What was it that you actually said? What was the comment? You just spit in my
Depends
face.
which gods I'm talking about.
Exactly, specify. Because I was not there before any other god.
All
Odin,
right,
The gods
everybody.
in my
All
head.
right, everybody. That was a good episode.
Gods in my
I'll catch
head.
y'all later. Y'all have a good
See ya.
one.
I'm
We
gonna
know
get
so you
it was
guys know
scheduled
too-
chaotic.
later.
We love you guys.
If I don't
Thank you guys
survive
so much
this,
for watching us. So please
it was
consider
her.
supporting us on our $1 Patreon. Definitely will keep the lights on the stage here, keep us going. Please consider a $1 Patreon. It helps us more than you guys can ever know. Please like and just subscribe to everyone. Let's get the channel out
Don't
here. Let's
forget
build up
to
a group. We
comment.
are going to have a website. Yes, don't forget to comment. We love
Yes.
hearing from you guys.
Comment,
We
comment,
will
comment,
actually have
comments.
a website here coming up here pretty quick dedicated to the show.
Shit post and
That'll
all
make a lot
comments
of
and
contacting us a little bit easier. Until next week, everyone out there, have a great one.
Thank you for loving our chaos. And to
Yeah.
all our
Bye.
potentials. Take care and be safe. Lots of love.
Did he crash?
Potato!
Potatoes! Frenchy fries!
Chunky chips.
Potato.
Fries.
Spuds. Murphy's.
I like the
It's
but
just-
did he crash?